Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great for recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share it with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, how is everybody today? Got another cold day in Boston, another busy day. It was a good day though, guys. And you know what was really cool? I'm gonna share a little something, and of course, it's pretty much what I do this whole video, so no way you'd be surprised. But I love to share examples in my personal life where working these steps just show their value. And this afternoon, I was diagnosing a vehicle at the garage that I rent, and I went to order the parts. And while I was there, I recognized a new person behind the counter. I've seen him over the years at a couple of different parts places. And as he was waiting on me, he's asked me, he's like, "Oh, didn't I used to see you in Watertown and over at the AutoZone and now I'm like, oh yeah, welcome in advance. Yeah, I've been shopping here for a while and we're talking a little bit, and then at the end of the order, he goes, you know what? He goes, the reason I recognize you is I was always amazed at how friendly you are and how upbeat you are. He goes, let me do you a favor. Anytime you come into this store, use my personal code and you can get 40% off all your parts." I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, man. He goes, listen, we deal with a lot of miserable people, and every time I've ever seen you, you're always very, very personable and very pleasant. He goes, you know what? Kindness needs to be rewarded. And dude, I walked out of it with just a huge smile, and I literally got to my truck and I said a quick little prayer, and I'm like, God, thank you. Like literally, guys, all the time in my life, in ways I don't see coming, and ways that I've learned to see coming, there are all these little miracles that just constantly show me that I'm on the right track, and back up that what I'm doing works. And whether it's this beautiful new relationship I'm started, whether it's my business thriving, or just all the personal relationships, looking forward to Christmas with my brother, or like just all these different things in my life that are so shockingly different today than they've been at any other part of my life. Whether I was trying to get sober, or now that I've whether just never mind when I was in active in addiction, but by actually working a recovery program, guys, I've been absolutely blown away. Like I said, I feel like I finally found who I was always meant to be, the person I really am. And doing these lessons daily and paying attention to them, literally, it's just made every day. I mean, even though I deal with struggles and I deal with aggravation and life, it's life. I mean, nothing's ever going to be perfect. We're human. But again, as I talk about, you always the comparison you want to make. The only equitable equation comparison will give you is your former life to now, and maybe where you're going. And it's absolutely beautiful, guys. It's absolutely amazing. And one of the traits that I love today, that I have today, is my ability to listen. And it's not something that came overnight, and it's something I did have to practice. So I was actually really happy to see that as being the title of today's reading, the Just for Today NA meditation, titled Listening. This ability to listen is a gift, and it grows as we grow. Spiritually, life takes on a new meaning when we open ourselves to this gift. Have you ever watched two small children having a conversation? I love this, guys. One will be talking about purple dragons while the other carries on about the discomfort caused by having sand in his shoes. Guys, I'm sorry. It's a funny, just picture it. Guys, I can't help it. I love life today. And it feels so good to laugh. So forgive me, I'll start over. This ability to listen is a gift and grows as we grow spiritually. Life takes on a new meaning when we open ourselves to this gift. Have you ever watched two small children having a conversation? One will be talking about purple dragons while the other carries on about the discomfort caused by having sand in his shoes. We sometimes encounter the same communication problems as we listen to others. We may struggle through meetings trying desperately to hear the person sharing while our minds are busy planning what we will say when it's our turn to speak. Guys, that's something I struggle with brutally in the beginning. And again, if you are, just practice, and it gets better with time. Okay. So struggling through meetings, trying desperately to hear the person sharing while our minds are busy planning what we will say when it's our turn to speak. In conversation, we suddenly realize our answers have nothing to do with the question we're being asked. They are instead speeches prepared while in the grasp of our self obsession. Learning how to listen, really listen, is a difficult task, but one that is not beyond our reach. We may begin by acknowledging our reply, acknowledging in our reply what our conversational partner is saying. We might ask if there's anything we can do to help when somebody expresses a problem. With a little practice, we can find greater freedom from self obsession and closer contact with the people in our lives. My affirmation is just for today. I will quiet my own thoughts and listen to what someone else is saying. And guys, you could come up with a billion obvious reasons why this is just good. For myself, again, it's something I struggle with. In the past, with meetings, I'd be so concerned with trying to sound intelligent rather than being authentic. And the most amazing thing I've ever done, yeah, I'd say this so often, guys. One of the more amazing things, one of the more beautiful things I've done, is just learn to be authentic, and it comes with practice, guys. It comes with time. You get more confident. I don't always sound like a genius when I speak at meetings, but I always sound like me, and I just talk about what it really means. And in the beginning, guys, I'm so incredibly grateful that I learned to see the value in other people speaking. So I did honestly want to listen to what people were saying, and I would start to, and then I would start to, it might trigger something that I want to talk about when it's my turn to speak, and then I'd be so anxious about what I was going to say, and was it going to sound right, and I'm going to sound like an idiot, are they going to understand what I mean, that I would miss the entire conversation and whatever the other person was speaking. And again, I don't fault myself for it. It's something, like the reading says, many of us, fall, a category many of us fall under, I should say. I sometimes struggle with what I'm trying to say here. And that's okay, guys. It's part of early recovery, and at least you're there and you're trying to listen and you care about what you're going to say. So give yourself a little bit of credit there, and just hold tight. Keep coming. Maybe what's one thing I've seen a lot of people do, and I greatly respect, is like on Fridays we do a reading and then we talk about it. So a lot of people will look at the reading the night before and they'll write down what they wanted to talk about, and I think that's a fantastic way to do it, because sometimes you get that anxiety on and you're on the spot, and I know I still suffer from it on occasion. I do it on the videos constantly, guys. I'll start to talk about one thing and I meander off and do another. It happens. We're human. Like, it's okay, but it's a progression and it's getting better. So that's one thing that works. I've seen people write down in the beginning of the meeting while they're, passing the 7th edition around, or we're handing out chips. That's all fine and good. But my point being, guys, when you develop the ability to listen, you develop the ability to learn to what you're listening to, learn from what you're listening to. And I can't tell you how many times, as good as I've been feeling and is tuned in and tapped in as I feel to my higher power, and I feel like my prayer and my meditation and my research and my my actions have made such a difference in my life. I will tell you, a million times over, like, I've heard things in meetings that have saved me months of problems, months of time learning things, and major pitfalls that I was able to avoid by recognizing what somebody else said or identifying what somebody else said. And now it's getting to the point, guys, that I literally, I love it. Like, I focus so much on what people are saying, A, out of respect being the chair, but B, because I've come to understand how much I get from that, how much I can identify, and I can be, I can show camaraderie, and then there's the gift of being part of the community. Like, I'm looked at as a respected member of that meeting, one of the organizers, somebody with a service position, and that has allowed me to get there early. Again, it's all these things go hand in hand, guys. Like, the more you participate, the more you're going to get out of it. So now I'm there to open with, the key holder. I meet my friend the key holder there at 11:30. At 12 o'clock, I'm running the meeting, so then I'm staying to sign slips afterwards, and I stick around while people are chatting, and I stay till 1:30 to make sure we lock up and walk out together. And it's just allowed me to get to know so many more people there, guys. That I don't care how many friends you have or how many people you have in your tight little knit community. There's always room for more, right? You never know who the next person, God, tell me about it. And the next person walked in a couple weeks ago and flipped my whole world on its head for the better. Like it just fulfilled so many things. But again, if I didn't follow through, if I didn't show God my desire to respect Him and my ability to pay attention and I didn't engage with that meeting, I may not have stuck around and still been going to that meeting. So then, I may not be 11 plus months sober, counting down to my 1 year. I may not have all the beautiful blessings I have in my life. And if I wasn't going to that meeting specifically, I wouldn't have the biggest current blessing that I have in my life. Like it's absolutely beautiful, guys. My point being is, as you work on your ability to listen, you will get better at it. And then the better you get at listening, the more you're going to get out of every conversation, every meeting. And again, it doesn't have to. You don't have to just apply this to recovery. It's by my desire to get to know people at the parts store that boom, now all of a sudden I'm getting extra discounts and I'm doing this professionally. So boom, now I get I have a small markup on the parts, basically what they would pay if they walk in. Now I'm getting an additional 40% off. I'm making that much more money. My ability to listen, as I talked about the other day, instead of hearing one symptom and thinking I knew what it was, I listened to the whole everything somebody has to say before I go to diagnose it. And most of the time, guys, I hear the first or second, I already know what's going on because it's a hydronic. I do a lot of work on heating systems or whatever I'm doing. The things that I've done, they're not there's not that many variables involved. It's usually pretty cut and dry, and anything mechanical I'm very good at. So I'm usually already there. But I've also learned that just part of my job as a business owner is to sell myself to the customer, to make them feel comfortable. So rather than shutting them down by just listening to them and showing that I'm paying attention and that I understand the concerns, they feel more comfortable in the diagnosis that I give them. They feel more comfortable referring them. Guys, I got another call today, a referral from one of my customers that again was a referral from somebody else, and this guy had a contractor come in and start a bathroom remodel at his place in Cambridge, and I don't know what happened. I don't have the whole story yet, but he called and gave me the rundown that something had happened. The guy never showed back up to finish the job. He's left with his bathroom in shambles, and is willing to pay me to come in and finish the job, and just wanted to make sure I'd be willing to take on. And I said, yeah, of course. If something's already happened to the other guy, he's left you high and dry. Yeah, I'm more than happy to. And guys, bathroom remodels are one of the higher paying jobs that I do, like probably on the highest end. I don't get very many bathroom models, not that I chase them. It's not necessarily my specific forte, but it is very much in the realm of my forte, and they pay incredibly well. And again, this guy may turn around and give my name to somebody else, but again, if I don't have the ability to listen and make him feel comfortable and make him feel comfortable that I know what I'm doing, and part of learning to listen is I learn how to speak as well. Like, you know what I mean? I just learn how to communicate with people better, guys, and that's one of the things, probably the area that my life is most improved in is my ability to communicate. Whether it's a combination of everything. Part of it's being online, doing these videos every day, speaking in my AA meetings, chairing my AA meetings, being the front of my company, so meeting with customers, and then noticing when things felt awkward, and then going back and trying to figure out what that I did that made it awkward, and some people are just awkward, and that's okay too, and I'll make a little joke about that, or something slightly self-deprecating to make them feel more comfortable with whatever situation theirs is. But these are all things that I've gained by learning to listen to others, and then learn from their experience, right? And take positive notes from what they're saying. Guys, you see my videos, you notice how energized I am every Friday. It's one of the things my therapist noticed. We had, not my therapist, I'm sorry, my recovery coach. We have Thursday meetings, and then sometimes when I'm busy doing a job, we'll speak on Friday. And there was a couple of Fridays in a row that I spoke, and she's like, wow, she goes, you're always such a pleasure to work with. Like, literally all the people in my recovery network that are, like, whether therapists or doctors, nurses, they all love me. They tell me what a difference it is working with me compared to the average client that they have, and that they very much look forward to for my appointments. And that's amazing, guys. I love hearing that. I mean, come on, who's not going to enjoy that? But my recovery coach was telling me, she goes, God, I look forward to talking to you every time, but man, when I get to talk to you on a Friday after your AA meeting, she's like, wow, it's really a whole nother level. And I'm like, well, that's what happens when you find a meeting that you love. You participate in it, and then you just become a part of it. You share people's struggles and share their triumphs, and celebrate their wins with them, and be there for them when they're struggling. And then they're there for me the same way. They celebrate my wins. They share my struggles. Like they're loving watching me. Most of them, view my channel, and it's a beautiful thing, guys. It's absolutely amazing, and it's something that I discounted for so long in my normal day-to-day life. One more reason that I struggled, and I felt isolated, and then I'd have to go out and people please so I could, think somebody wanted to be around. I'm able to let go of those things today. And more so as I go, guys, I become a better and better person because I gain the wisdom and the experience from listening to both myself on video, talk about my life every day, listening to others around. Guys, the ability to listen is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the better abilities we have, right up there with my personal favorite. The best ability I've adopted this year is my availability. And part of being available is being available to listen to people. The most important ability I have today is availability. I'm available for my customers. I'm available for anybody in recovery. I'm available for my YouTube community. I'm available for my friends and family. I'm available for people today, guys. And that's something I was never, ever before. Like, if you weren't a drug dealer or didn't have the resources I needed to get to a drug dealer, then I wasn't available for you, and I didn't care what you had going on, and I didn't want to hear your story, and that's terrible, guys. And then I wonder why Christmas would come, and I'd be sitting there lonely and isolated and miserable and shitting on the holiday. Not this year, my friends. I am so incredibly excited for this holiday season. It's coming up quicker and quicker, so I'm going to make a point of this weekend finding a toy drive and going and doing something for somebody less fortunate than I am, and that's a beautiful thing, guys. What a gift that is. Everything in my life is a gift today, guys. Even my struggles are a gift, because the struggles I have today are so much better than the struggles I was putting myself through prior. Even that's a gift. My worst day today is a gift compared to the life that I was living before, and I love that today, guys. Absolutely love it. Guys, that's the video for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.